Okay, so I was watching one of Red Duchess's videos, and she was describing a difficult back situation, and I thought to myself, if she had a drone, she could show everybody how difficult that situation is, and also it might help out as far as spotting for kind of like a car with 360 camera. So I said something to her, and she said, "Well, I'm not a techie." And I thought, drones really aren't that advanced or difficult, and you're not actually flying a photography drone, which is the kind of drone which would do this. And I remember there was a man on YouTube who would put his drone up in the truck stop parking lot and show people the ways you back into the spots. So I said, you know what? I got a drone. I wonder how hard it is. Let me put my money where my mouth is. Let me film me backing and see how easy it is to do the whole process. So last night I put my drone up and it was a breeze. It was easy as pie, except for it's at night and it's really hard to see. So someone watching the video might get something out of it, but I couldn't use it per se. Besides seeing some general details, how good the backing exercise went. So I figured, you know what, I'm going to do it during the day, but I don't have a trailer to back, but I'll just be backing under the trailer I'm picking up. So when they give me the call, I'll be going for that. But you got Red Duchess, you have that Master Chef, another YouTube individual who does trucking, and well, he does mostly cooking, so that's good for recipes and stuff. You have my buddy Blackbeard, which I keep trying to get him to start putting out content, more content. And I have a buddy of mine named Flash, and he's pretty influential in the circle he's in. He's not on YouTube, but if I can get them to be on YouTube, especially since Flash wants a drone, he keeps threatening to get one. But of course, you know how that goes. Blackbeard actually has a drone, and he can do exactly what I'm doing. It'll be a little bit harder for him. His drone is an earlier generation. So here we have my drone. It's a Mavic Pro. It's the first in the series. They're up to Mavic Pro 2 now. And you see how big it is. It's not very, it's about the size of your hand. And of course, it folds out. They're up to Mavic 2, but they also have what's called a Mavic Mini, which is about half the size. It's about and this is the battery, it's about from the battery to here. And it has almost all the same features of its big size brother, minus a couple. This has avoidance radar. As long as the sun is up and it can see, it won't run into something. It won't land on something, but it has no left and right and rear, left, right, rear, and no top sensors. But this is, like I said, this is about 2 or 3 years old. The Mavic 2, of course, has side sensors. I think it has almost 360 sensors, so that takes care of that. The Mavic Mini has no sensors, but it's a lot smaller and a lot easier to launch. Then when I get the call, I will show you how easy this is to launch, but just showing you right here, fold, twist, and twist. It's ready to go. Battery. Now, of course, this is a little bit more expensive. The Mavic Mini is about $400 and change dollars. To Red Duchess, I say, if you have a Kickstarter or a fun thing, a lot of your viewers can just send $2 or $3 or whatever. If all of your viewers send in, say $4, you're talking about, if you have 100 viewers, $4 each, blah blah blah. It's really not that expensive. Also, you could take it on vacations. This one you can take on vacations. Lots of people do. And they do pictures of areas and locales. It has a 20 some odd minute flight time. Brand new out the box. I think mine flew for 27. Now it's right at about 20. 20 minutes is more than enough. I bought this case. The case it comes with is not much bigger than this half. This is a hard shell case. I carry it on the truck with me all the time. It will hold 3 batteries, the controller, and of course the drone. and drone folds up, nice and easy. Boom. And goes down in there. Of course, I'm not going to stick it in there because I also have the cover to protect the gimbal. So that's going to sit there until I get the call. Now, the controller is this. Of course, this piece here does not come with it. I bought this so it can hold my phone up here. Phone usually attaches right here. Now, I use my phone as the display screen, but you can use a tablet. And of course, if you use a tablet, if you got a 10-inch tablet, you get a 10-inch high-res display because this thing does show in 1080p. Well, I think it's 780p, but it records in 1080p and 4K, so it has ultimate resolutions on the camera, on the video of the drone. On your screen, it's at least 1080p, and this is all there is to it. Up, down, twist left, twist right, forward, backwards, left, and right. This is an aerial photography drone. You don't actually fly. You tell it where you want it to go. I want you to go over there. And it handles altitude, winds, all that. So you can actually, what I'm going to do is put it up. I'm going to park it, and it will take care of, look, he wants me to stay in this location, do whatever I got to do to stay in that location. GPS, LiDAR, which will tell it its altitude along with the GPS. And if it forgets or loses track, also has like a 2-mile, 3-mile range, so you're not going to get out of range. If it loses signal, when the battery goes to a certain point, it will come back to where it took off at and land. It's very, you'll see when I go through it. It even has a follow me feature, which I've never used, but I've seen it used. I just never had a need to use it. You can actually take it up and you'll see the screen, and I highlight and tell it track that object. It will track that object. I would imagine it shouldn't have any problems tracking the truck. It can fly at upwards of 30 miles an hour or better. Somewhere between 30 and 40 miles an hour is how fast it can fly. I'm not going to have it following me down the street. Antennas and everything else, and it's just not the safest thing in the world. But if I was in this parking lot and I thought I might want to go around the building or something, I would put at a height above the building so it couldn't run into the building, and it should be able to track me going around the building. Again, if it loses sight of me or loses tracking, it would come to a stop. I would be able to see it on the screen. Oh, that's where it is, and I would tell it to move wherever. You can have it where it loses signal, it can come to the controller and land, or you can have it update its landing position, or you could take the default where you do nothing. It will just land where it took off at. So, nothing techie about it. Pretty damn simple. Lots of fun. Okay, that's pretty much it on this. There are videos on this device all over the place. There's a Mavick Air Pro. Of course, you'll be looking up Mavick Air Pro 2 or Mavic 2. However, once you put in Mavick, they have about 4 drones in the family. The latest 2 are the Mavic 2 and the Mavic Mini. Looks just like this one, like half the size. It's like a little baby Mavic. You also have the Spark. You have the Mavic Air. So you have different ones that are different sizes. They will all pretty much do this. I just recommend either the Mini or the Mavic 2, which is just the second version of this. That's it. See y'all when they give me a call. Okay, so got the call. This is how you start. I got my phone hooked to my mount. Plug it in. Boom. Drone. Fold it out. The props are foldable. They will come out by themselves when they start to spin, but let's make life easier for Mr. Drone. Boom. Okay. All I have to do, sit Mr. Drone down, turn on Mr. Controller. Okay, it's coming on. Turn on the app on the phone. Which pretty much starts itself. Sometimes it doesn't. It's checking versions. So it lets you know if it needs an update. It's got the latest version because I just flew it last night. Enter. Now, you see the little map screen over here. Blank screen here because the drone isn't on. But the controller and the phone are talking. Turn on the drone. Okay, now the drone is coming on. It will seek out everything by itself. Don't have to do anything. It runs a little quick self-test. Boom. I can see the screen. I have connection. Okay. Now all I have to do to launch it is hit the launch button. Should be ready here. Okay, ready to go.
The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
As you heard, it just told me that the home point has been updated, so it knows where it's sitting. So I tell it to launch, precision takeoff, which basically means it's going to take a picture of where it is so it can land almost directly right back in that spot. And I slide for takeoff. I don't have to do anything, and as you see, it's going to take itself up, and it's going to stop right about there, and it's recognizing where it landed on the ground. Pretty much nothing to it. I'm going to focus the camera down and go up a little. Well, go up a lot. From last night, I know about 200 feet is good. So it's at 90, 100, 120, 130, 140, 150, 170, 199. And I'm flying, pushing it forward, twisting it to the right. Now I'm going to tilt the camera a little down. The trailer I'm going for is the one on the end. So let me get a good angle on it. Okay, right about there. You know, I can even bring it down a little because it doesn't really need, I'm only hooking tractor, so okay, here we go. Once I have it up where I want it, I don't really have to do anything else. As you see, it's going to just sit there. And I can put this up here. As I said before, if I had a bigger screen, get the truck started. If I had a bigger screen, I could just put it flat up against here. Doesn't have to be with the controller, as long as the cable reaches. That's really the only important thing. And the drone has a pretty long flight time. I think somewhere over 20 minutes. So it's not going to go anywhere until it starts to see that its battery is running low. And there are warnings. As you can see, it's not moving. is pretty much centered.
You have 8 hours and 0 minutes of remaining drive time.
Why, you don't say. Mind your business. Oh, I just now remembered to start recording. Oh, well. So it's now recording because I didn't hit the record button. You can also, I think you can set it to start recording as soon as you turn it on, but it has as much memory as you put in it, and you can always erase. So it's like if I had a difficult back or a blind side back, I could actually put this up and see my blind side back. And I'm going for that trailer right there. Of course, you'll have to judge the backing use of it from the nighttime video. If you even thought that was remotely helpful, just imagine how good it would be during the day, like looking now. And just like a car with a backup camera, as you can see, I can pretty much see pretty well how I'm backing. I could put the drone directly overhead, and if I put it directly overhead, then I can actually see how I'm lined up, and I can aim the camera straight down. Since all of us are truck drivers, we all know how to back up, so as far as hooking. And I can tell, as typical, they left the trailer up too high. I kind of suspected as much. Let me rectify that quick little problem. Yep, way too high. If you can see it, drone is right above me. All right. Let me rotate the camera down a little more. See, very easy. No real skill involved there, Duchess. And as for Blackbeard, look, it didn't fly away. Forward tug. Good, we are connected. I don't understand why they don't use these things as teaching tools in some of the driving schools, and I really don't understand why trainers don't at least use them. They could stay in the truck with the student, launch the drone, they get the drone in position and use it as a teaching aid, reposition the drone as necessary, bring it down as low as you want it. I can bring it a lot lower or take it up as high as you need it, but either way, I gotta take a look under the tires. Either way, it would be a perfect teaching aid for a new driver to actually see the effects of his backing, the effects of the wheel, the angles of the tractor versus the angles of the trailer. Let that air up. This is the only backing sequence I actually have while the sun is up. All my other backings are at night. And of course, go out wide so as to avoid the nose of the other truck. And I still have to close her up. See, that's just nothing to it. Okay. Now I want to move it closer to see me. I know I'm pointed straight, so I just push it forward. I've now repositioned the drone. It is almost directly over me. The camera's almost straight down. It's kind of slightly up. If it was straight down, it'd be looking almost directly at the back of the trailer. Where is my seal? Grab my seal. Grab my lock. Scratches, dents. I guess I could check the lights. Normally I turn the lights on. Trying to be a movie star and forget how to do my job. Maybe that's how it is in Hollywood. Alright. Marker lights. Got them. Trailer. Dirty. Wheels. Good condition. Mud flat. Need replacement in a couple of months. Rip. Freight. On. Don't want to focus on the freight here, people. You guys might get ideals. And you can see the drone directly up. Seal. Lock. Mud flap, tires, marker lights, my tires. Good check, easy to check my pressure. I have the cat's eye so I can see. I'm at 115, 115, fuel tanks. Ain't she a beauty? $115, slightly below 115, but over 110 because it's not in the black. If it was in the black, it'd be under 110. This is also an electronic sender. Inside the truck, I have a pickup that will tell me my pressure. So I have that for the front two tires and the back. So pretty much at this point, we're all good. Now, like I was saying before, this would be the end, and you would come to your conclusion or whatever, and you could tell it to land just by, oh, you can see kind of, if I look straight down, that's straight down, and then I can look, of course, straight up. That's actually, ooh, that's straight ahead right there. No, that's straight ahead, excuse me. Okay. I'm gonna leave it like this just to show. If I tell it to land, it will go to this home position, or I could just tell it to come straight down. It says return, home, and land. I can select it, swipe it to confirm, and as you see, it says here going home. It should turn around. See, I'm not doing anything. And it's just going to come down. You don't have to be a techie at all. And as you see, it's coming down for precision landing. If you look out the window, there it goes. You should see it coming into view. Now, of course, I don't want it to land there. I want it to land here, so I'm going to cancel out of the auto landing. Hit the X. See how easy that is? And I'm going to fly it over here to us. Of course, I need to put the camera up so I can see where I'm going. It usually helps. And I'm just basically telling it where I want it to go. Right now I'm flying it by looking at the video screen, of course. And I should be able to look out my window and see a very nosy, intrusive drone. Oh, hold on. Should be. Yeah, where are you? Ooh, wrong way. Oh, there he goes. Okay. There he goes. Now, as I said, it has a radar, and you see the yellow lines right there. If I try to fly it into me, this is what happens in the daylight. I can't fly it any closer to the truck. It won't let me come any closer. It's got a 4-foot warning. Now, it can run sideways into something because, like I said, it doesn't have sensors in the side. The newer versions do. The Mavic Mini does not. But you figure, from what you've seen me do, you really shouldn't have to worry about it running into anybody. And if I want it to land right where it is, I could just pull the handle down and it will land, or I could just hit the down arrow. Are you sure you want to land aircraft? Yes. And you see, nothing. And that's it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Shut the video off. Shut the drone off. If you're done for the day, fold her up. Of course, I put the protective cover on before I put her away. You don't want that dangling. And of course, you cut the controller off. And of course, your phone. That is it. Nothing to it. Food for thought. Bye. Real quick edit, real quick. It doesn't have radar. It has sensors. There are light sensors and IR sensors that can detect obstacles near it if there's enough light in the area. I figured I'd do this video real quick. Just threw it together, so it could be done better, but just to give you an idea. And I will put links to Red Duchess's site, to that Master Chef, Blackbeard, and also I found the individual who was using his drone to show backing. And I'll put up some links to the actual website for the drone DJI company. You guys have fun.